Well, hello again and welcome to part 2 of my Laurel, Montana urban rock hunt. Yesterday, or actually over the last couple of days, I went around roughly half of this sump. You can see the rocks kind of from where my hand is to the right and bordering all the way around this drainage area are nice and big. And so over the last few days we did this side. Today I'm going to start going around this side, hopefully get all the way done because I only have a few days left. So come along and let's see what other awesome rocks we can find. Again, this is an urban rock hunt, which means in favorable aspects of an urban rock hunt. The street's right there. You just walk over basically. And the other big thing, as I mentioned in the previous video, is that we can see a new mix of rocks, because invariably these quarries where the rocks are mined are a different mix of rocks because they were deposited at a different time geologically. So there's always the chance, although most of the rocks are similar, that we'll find new treasures. So come with me today and let's see what we can find. Well, here's our first treasure of the day. It's another nice banded basalt. As we saw in the first video, there's quite a bit of this in here, which is really nice. And this is the smooth kind. This is not the porous kind, which is nice. Let's get it wet and see if it brings out any color. Yeah, the color kind of disappears with the water. Usually it's the opposite. But that's a nice find. Lots of rocks here, guys. Okay, I'm not going to pull this one out because it's set here as a border. So out of respect for whoever did the work, we'll just look at this here. It appears to be a nice quartzite of some kind. Definitely some bedding, as well as these weird eroded holes. See what it looks like wet. Oh, really cool. Yeah, that's an interesting piece. See with my hand there how big it is. Yeah, I bet that would be gorgeous cut and polished. Nice big piece there. There are a lot of interesting rhyolites in this mix of gravel. I'm pretty sure this is just another rhyolite. I have one of these that I've cut and polished, and it's really pretty inside. This is nice material. Doesn't look too exciting as far as vibrant colors, but it's definitely has that spherical pattern. Let's see what water does to it. Boy, water almost makes it go away. Interesting. So it's a very microcrystalline pattern that we're looking at. By that I mean there isn't much difference between what we see as spots and what is the matrix. They're pretty much the same material, just with a very tiny crystalline difference. Yeah, I don't see the spots hardly at all now. Really nice piece of sandstone here. Little bit of a fault line right there. Let's see what it looks like on the other side. Ugly and dirty, but you get an idea. This place is the jackpot for basalts. This is the scratchy kind. In the first video we looked at a lot of these, so I don't want to look at too many more unless they have nice banding like this. But this basalt has a very like sandpaper surface, and then it's jet black inside. Yet this one has very nice banding. Yeah, nice piece. Put it back in its hole. Oh, I put it upside down. As much as we can, we try to put them back how they were. Here is an interesting piece in the sense that inside and outside look very different than we might think. So if you look on the outside, pretty sure this is a basalt. Look at the dark vein going through it. But if we turn it to the broken side, here you can see the contrast. The vein inside is very light color, and the surrounding rock is black. And then it's quite the opposite on the outside. So that's interesting. But look at this fracture pattern on the break. I'm imagining that was like a natural fissure or something, maybe from contraction, and the rock broke along it. I can't think of any other explanation of why the rock would break that way. You could tell it's oxidized. Interesting, anyway, from a geologic point of view. This rock is about as white as they come. Yeah, look at the pattern on it. Very fine veins going through it. Yet on the inside, I'm pretty sure this is a rhyolite. See, it's a light gray inside. You can see the fracture there. And that white penetrates quite a bit. So that's from oxidation, weathering. Let's get it wet and see what we got. Oh, very cool. But I believe this is one of those, again, those dendritic rhyolites. It's very hard, very solid. They almost look like, it almost looks like orbicular rhyolite, but I don't think so. Let's get it wet. Yes, add some water. Nice contrast anyway, and it's all the way through the rock. There, now it's showing good for you. This is another one that I would probably keep if I was at the river. Let's get some water on this side if I have enough. Come on, baby. Yeah, interesting stone. I had said earlier that I really didn't see too many volcanics in here. I think I'm going to retract that statement, if you will allow me, because I am finding quite a few, just different types than what I'm used to. But here, side by side, we have two very interesting ones. Of course, this one, again, I still stick to the fact that these are a little more rare here, maybe than in the Yellowstone. But this is a nice, almost a snowflake pattern. basalt porphyry. And right next to it is another basalt with what looks like a little bit of olivine in it. Definitely nothing flashy, but I thought I'd point it out to you. Let's see what they look like wet. We've got a cloud coming over, so maybe the sun won't be quite so bright. Yeah, there's definitely some green flecks. Remember, the Yellowstone hotspot, of course, brings magma up from the mantle, or from deep down anyway, and similar to Hawaii, likely brings up some olivine. Again, nothing gem grade or anything like that, but just interesting. Thought I'd point it out to you. Then there's that porphyry. Interestingly, right next to the two rocks that we just talked about, look at this nice specimen. It's got some dirt on that side. Let's look at the other side. So this would be, I guess it's called aphanitic basalt. It's extremely fine grained. You can see it even has some conchoidal fracture going on. But this one's interesting because it also has those black veins. Hope those show up for you along with the fracture. You can see how deep the rind goes in. This is not a very scratchy rind. It still feels smooth, again, because the crystalline structure is almost non-existent. This is like as close to obsidian as you can get without being obsidian. I don't know what basalt or mafic obsidian would be, because from my understanding, most obsidian is felsic. It has much more silica, so I don't know if the same magma that produces basalt can ever produce obsidian or not. I don't know enough about this, so geologists, please comment for me. But this is a unique specimen. Let's get it sprayed off. I think it'll just look black when we spray it. I like that some of these are chipped because it gives us a look inside. Yeah, so the rind kind of keeps its lighter color. It sure brings the veins out though. Very cool. This little spot here must be the secret place for volcanics. There are the rocks we were looking at, all three of them. Come right over here a few steps. I had said earlier that I had not found yet one of the red basalt with the black chunks in it. And now I find perhaps the best piece of it that I've ever seen in my life. There's my hand for size, but look at the vivid pattern. That, my friends, is a rock. Oh, it's not really red, but I mean, it is the same material. You can see it's definitely a volcanic composition. This side's a little too dirty to see, but you can definitely see the pattern. Go ahead and get some water on it for you. Oh yeah. You can see right away that the surrounding material absorbs water a little more than the clasts do. Wow, that's a nice piece. Like I said, that's probably the nicest piece of this material that I've ever seen. And I've seen a lot of it. The only thing that would make it maybe more vibrant is if the matrix were that true bright red that you see sometimes. This is almost blue. I'm not sure if it looks blue in the video. Probably just more of a smoky. There's that glassy fracture. We're looking at a chunk of quartz here with a really cool color. Light goes through it fairly well. Let's see what it looks like wet. Okay, so here it is wet. Nothing too exciting, but it's just a nice color. Big old chunk of smoky quartz, I guess we could call it. Interesting how along that whole other side, the whole other two sides, or three sides I should say, I haven't come across really any quartz at all. And then right over there is the piece I just showed you guys. Here's another chunk of quartz, and right near it another chunk of quartz. And they're all three this kind of bluish gray color. Interesting how they, for some reason, they're right here. Explanations. Earlier in the video, I found remember the one I thought was a pudding stone? It caught my attention because of the large, lighter colored crystals surrounded by the pyroxene, or the dark colored matrix. Well, here is a very similar material, except here you can clearly see that it's the other way around. The pyroxenes here, you can see the cleavage faces in the sun, are well formed, and then the lighter mineral came in later. Most likely plagioclase feldspar, or perhaps quartz. It's hard for me to tell just looking at it. But it's interesting how sometimes one wraps around the other, and sometimes it's the opposite. When we're at the river, we frequently don't break rocks. So when I see a rock like this, I think basalt. And yet look at these fractures, how glassy they are. Would you not agree that this is most likely a quartzite? A beautiful red, purplish quartzite. Probably, maybe for you guys who do napping, this might be interesting to know that there are red quartzites in the Yellowstone, or at least in this gravel deposit there are. Here's another piece of the material, the very first rock we looked at in the video, the stuff that I said could possibly be from the Beartooth Mountain uplift. Here's another nice chunk of it with a little bit larger crystals. You can see the pyroxenes there clearly reflecting in the sunlight. I want to say granodiorite. I could be wrong though. You guys are welcome to comment. Look how bright green that is. Such nice material. And again, this is very common. You could make a nice rock garden going down to the Yellowstone and just looking for these. I like the more common rocks because if you are the artistic type, you collect enough of the different kinds and you could make designs. You could organize them by colors and patterns and things like that. Again, where I am today is owned by somebody, so obviously don't take rocks from a place like this, but I'm just letting you know these are very common in the Yellowstone, in the places where you are allowed to collect. Don't take what you can't use though, please, because there's always somebody else who might have a good use for it. Today definitely seems to be the day for volcanics. Look at this nice basalt with all that green in it. Like I said, if this is coming from the Yellowstone area, it doesn't surprise me that there should be olivine. because it is a hot spot similar to that in Hawaii. And at least occasionally its eruptions have probably brought olivine up. Yeah, that's bright green. Big piece too. Here are a couple of more fascinating volcanics for you guys. Of course, we've seen a few of these already. This is that jet black basalt with the extremely coarse sandpaper rind on it. We've already looked at a lot of those, so we won't spend time on it. But look at this here. This is another one of those rhyolites with the little spheres all over it. Take this one out of the way. Look at that. Okay, and this one, oh, it's bigger than I thought. Gotta put the phone down and dig it out, guys. Just a sec. I've found these over the years at the Yellowstone, never this big. This is definitely bigger. It's kind of cracked. But again, owing to the fact that this is moved around by machines, look at the inside. There is no pattern whatsoever inside. And we've already seen a few of these here. Something on a microcrystalline level that causes parts of the same exact rock to oxidize differently on the outside and create this pattern. Again, outside, inside. Just looks like a dark rhyolite or maybe a light basalt. Again, it's a spectrum between the two. Let's see what happens when we get it wet. I have a feeling they're gonna almost disappear. Oh no. No, on this one they show nicely. Remember the one we looked at earlier? When I sprayed it, the spots disappeared. On this one they don't. Pretty. Very unique geological nuances going on here. I'm hoping some petrologists or geologists leave me some comments. All right, let's get this put back in its hole. It's kind of down there. This rock was here. Always try to leave things kind of the way they were. Yeah, nice volcanics in this batch. I've had to walk back what I said at the beginning of the video, that I didn't see too many volcanics, because there are plenty. I'm beginning to wonder if rocks of similar makeup gather themselves together. I like to assume that these were just dumped here. But again, look at this huge piece of quartz, which I'll dig out and we'll look at it. And look at this one. This might be some aventurine. No, I think it's just quartz. Let me look at them with both hands and then I'll get back to you. All right, so neither one of them is too exciting. They're just big. This one has lots of fractures that kind of seem to go in certain directions. The reason I wanted to see these is because I was hoping they were the aventurine. You guys who have hunted a lot on the Yellowstone have surely come across the greenish, light green aventurine. In fact, this has the pattern that the aventurine often does, except it's not green. But you see it's layered and has these pitted areas. Oh, that one really pretties up wet. That is a nice chunk of quartz now that I got some water on it. I thought those white lines were just from fractures, but no, they have nice color. Wow. And this is just white. It just stays white. Nothing too exciting there. Hope you guys can appreciate the sparkle and size of this in the video. It's got nice marbled veins all the way around. Maybe I could roll it on my leg here, but it's all the way around. No chips. This would again be a really nice rock to take home if we were in a public place. Guess it's got one little ding, tiny little ding right there. That's it. That's pretty good for a rock this big. Yeah, very cool. Okay, it's back safely in its little cubby hole. And I would call it a hornblendite because the black glittery mineral is very hard and sparkly. It's not mica, so it's definitely hornblende, one of the hornblende minerals. And of course then subsequently it was fractured and filled with these veins. Just by coincidence, these two very nice specimens are side by side. This one is huge. It's another one of those sandstones similar to the one I have at home that's polished all the way around. And look at this nice little pudding stone here. The crystals are pretty much flat with the rock, so this is a good high-grade version of it. In this video, I did not focus on these smaller rocks up here. I spent my time around the pond there where the rocks are much larger. But just as I walked across these smaller gravel assortment, these caught my eye. I think it's either a jasper or a very fine basalt perhaps, and then very smooth to the touch, and then these lighter colored areas protrude a little, and then the mineralization that's inside is very pitted and obviously of a softer material. But what's cool is I have two of them. I better toss them separated from each other so someone else doesn't pick them up. And but I just want to point out that I used to say that once you find I quoted the Bible verse where the Lord said, let everything be testified to by 2 or 3 witnesses. So once you have 2 rocks that are of the same material, you know that upstream somewhere there's a nice bed of it, because the chances of you coming across 2 of them here in close proximity, that means there's a lot of it somewhere, if that makes sense. So these are definitely 2 of the exact same stuff. Let's see if I have enough water to get them wet. Yeah, let every word be established by the mouth of 2 or 3 witnesses, I think is how it goes. And here we have one mouth, and here we have another mouth. I'm just having some fun with you guys. Anyway, thanks for joining me these last 3 days it's taken me to go around this whole sump area. Again, I focused on the much larger rocks that are around the pond. Perhaps on a future visit I'll go over all these, because there's also apparently a lot of this material. I was going to say miles, but that would be an exaggeration. But there's plenty to keep a guy busy. Look forward to your comments. Please like, share, all that good stuff.